once he is advising different projects there. He helps founders and startup founders to realize their ideas. He's very passionate about latest developments related to space, AR, VR, and all that platforms. And he's gonna tell about this all stuff here. And then we'll have discussion about ideas I asked you to write. So some of them sent me your ideas, and they were awesome. So I was not expecting this level, but it was really awesome. So who sent? This was really good. There was really good ones. Yeah, and today's day we will try to dive deeper into the ideas and understand which are the valuables, which are scalable, which ones have the potential, which ones don't have potential. It all will try to be very friendly. We are not going to hurt anyone's feelings here, so we are going to be in very good psychological safety. Yeah. So let's start, and I'm inviting Alan to start.
Thanks, Vasilij. Hello. Hello, everyone. Barvtes. Yeah? Yes, hi, Stano Shatem Siru. It's good to be here. Thank you very much. Grant Vasgian. Thank you. Incha Genki and Masta. For people watching at home, yes, hi, Stana Shatem Siru means I love Armenia, and Incha Genki and Masta means what is the meaning of life? And those are some of my favorite questions. At least that's one of my favorite questions that I've been asking people while I've been here. Again, thank you guys so much for having me, and thank you guys for being here today. A little bit about me before we jump in is my name's Alan. I've been in Silicon Valley in San Francisco for the last 5 years, pursuing some businesses. One of them is EurekaComedy.com. That's a science comedy show. So wait, actually, I should ask you guys, am I speaking too fast? No, this is good speed. Okay, all right. So I started a science comedy show where we bring on different scientists and comedians to talk about and make science relatable and fun and entertaining for people to get them to care more about science. Another one I'm working on is something called World's Fair. So it's big, huge future festivals. 15,000 people come to play with AR, VR, robots, drones, electric skateboards, all this kind of cool stuff. And then we have big speaker stages. Those happen every 3 months. And I'm working on a new series called The Simulation. I help work with entrepreneurs to make their dreams come into reality. So that's just some of the things that I do. Before I start, I do like to get everybody excited. So if you guys could join me. I learned this from Tony Robbins and his team, who's a motivational, inspirational guy. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then we're all gonna say, yes, okay? Okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, yes! 1, 2, 3, yes! 1, 2, 3, yes! I saw you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Okay, well, this gets us engaged. It gets the blood flowing, gets us excited. And then that's, on the really highly energetic side of things. And then on the more like quiet side of things, I like to do a quick Om together. So this is just close your eyes and I'll lead, and just join me in going Om, and then we'll hear what it sounds like all together, okay? All right? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Om. It's pretty cool. You get to like hear everyone at the same time. And lots of laughter going on. Okay, so those are the 2 things I like to do to start off the presentation. So, okay, so what do I have today? I have something that I call 6 tips. This number varies based on the length of lessons, because right now we only have 20 minutes here, and then we'll do some question and answer to this, and then I'm really excited to talk to you about your ideas. and talk about, yeah, their viability, their scalability, and how we can take them to market. And we'll work with you guys on those. That'll be very fun. So this is going to be really short, super quick. And you guys excited?
Yes.
All right, cool. Let's jump right into it. So here's a quick overview of the points. First point's going to be finding your passion. The second point's going to be polymath and empath, and we'll dive into those words in a bit. The third point is novel ideas. The fourth one's about creating vision. The fifth one's peak performance and meditation, which we got a little bit of a taste of at the beginning. And the sixth point's going to be technology trends. All right, so let's dive into tip number one about finding your passion. All right, and I see some of you guys have notes out, some computers out, that kind of stuff. I really, really recommend you to take notes. Something that I've learned in my life is that the more that I fire and wire neurons in my brain, it helps me better access the information at a later time. So if I'm also writing stuff down and then tomorrow I look at it again, I'm more likely to remember it and share it with other people. So if you want to take notes, I think it would benefit you. And you can take them digitally. If you want to take them on your phone, you can. If you want to take them on paper, wherever works best for you. All right, so tip number one about finding your passion. So this is really important. This is the thing that's going to get you up every single day. Because it's not going to be your mom or your dad going, wake up, Alan, wake up, wake up. It's not going to be that. It's going to be you, and you got to love what you do every single day. So what is that theme? What is that essence inside of you that you are passionate about doing every single day? And that's going to be the thing that you want to build into the world. This point's really important. What impact do you want to make in the universe? Because you don't just want the world to happen to you, right? Who wants the world to just happen to them? You want to build the world, right?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, good. We want to build the future that we want to live in. And so because of that, we have to find what impact we want to make in the world. And so in order to find what that is, how many of you, right by a show of hands, know what your passion is? Raise your hand if you know what it is. Do we need a translation of passion? No? No, we're good? Okay. It's just tough? It's like no? Just don't know? It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. And this point will help a lot, is to try new things. If we don't know what we're passionate about, but we kind of go home and we just scroll on Facebook, that's not going to help us find what we're passionate about.
Maybe that will help.
It's possible that it would help. If you go and watch some YouTube videos, maybe you all of a sudden
if you
want to...
filter your Facebook feed correctly, that will help.
It's true, if you filter the videos you watch, right? If they're the videos that you might find some passion in.
Use unfollow button a lot. That will help. It was a good hack.
And
yeah.
And so, but things that are more guaranteed for you to find, and you're right, that technology can definitely help us find what we're passionate about, but to go actually out and about and to find those things, for example, oh, maybe I'm interested in art. Well, what better way to get interested in art than to go to where art class is happening in Yerevan? Or I really like hiking and nature. Go to nature class where you can go hike with other people and talk about nature and the environment. Maybe you'll get passionate about sequestering carbon, taking carbon out of the atmosphere. Maybe you'll get passionate about making art that has meaningful impact to people's lives. All right. So explore new things and find that passion, because it's going to light the fire under your butt every day for you to chase your dreams, okay? All right, the second point is about polymath and empath. So these two words we can break down pretty easily. Polymath just means wide-ranging learning. So a lot of people spend time going really hyper-focused in one field. How many of you know people that are either hyper-focused or you think like that I'm going to get hyper-focused in one field? A lot of us know people like that, and it's good to know people like that and for people to know that that's what they care about. Nothing wrong with that. I'm saying we don't enough try and find people or excite ourselves to look at 7 different fields. And if we know a medium amount about 7 different fields, we might be able to find cool connections across fields and then build ideas into the world that way. And also knowing a lot about several different things will help you with this point, which is empath. Empath means to be an emotional intelligence expert. It means to feel someone else's emotions like they're your own really well. And so when you know a lot about different things and somebody comes up to you and they say something to you about a subject that you are maybe not too familiar with, but you've studied on it a little bit, because you've studied on that subject, you can then relate with that person. So it'll help you build relationships with people as well. So these two things, when you smash them together, will help you a lot. And emotional intelligence includes things like having a growth mindset. So when somebody comes and tells you something and it contradicts what you believe, that happens a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And so when that happens, instead of saying, no, you're wrong, instead of saying that, what we do instead is we say, explain more. Why do you feel this way? Tell me more about your perspective. And that way you get to know the person, where they're coming from, you understand them better. And that's one of the points is a growth mindset, and more points are to be able to take someone else's perspective across the world. Not just here in Yerevan or in San Francisco, but I mean in places that people are struggling to find water or to find food, or they're dying from disease or poverty, or they have very, very, very little daily money, a quarter a day or something. How important is it for us to perspective take so we can build a better world with them? All right, tip number 3, novel ideas. So, do you guys know who Peter Thiel is? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay, so
yes,
Peter...
the last lecture they know about him.
It was? The first one was about him? Oh, that's great. So he's one of the early investors into Facebook. He's definitely one of the iconic figures of Silicon Valley. He has some quotes that have really, 0 to 1, his book, and some of these quotes have really impacted me a lot in my life, is that you don't want to be the 4th online pet food company, all right? You also don't want to be the 10th thin film solar panel company, okay? And if you really want to compete, you should start a restaurant. Does that make sense? Yeah? So if you want competition, then you're not chasing novel ideas. You're starting a restaurant, you're going to have a lot of competition. If you're entering to be the 4th pet food company, you have a lot of competition. So this is the main takeaway, is that it's important to find something that you can monopolize, that you can really take at a path that people aren't walking down. You see 99% of people walking down this path. What's down the other 1%? Why is it so little explored? What can we find down that path? How can we stretch our creativity to find something and start a business in that path and then make it $1 million, billion plus dollar business over time? So do you guys feel as though the ideas that come to you, are they more often novel ideas, or are they more often like maybe you're trying to reinvent something that already exists?
Try.
Reinvent a little bit? What was it?
Both.
Both?
Trying, yes.
Both? Okay. So, and it's good. Stretch your mind into both those directions and keep this part open. Is the 1%, what's happening in the path that less people are walking down? How can I build into an industry that nobody else has thought of yet? All right. Tip number 4, creating vision. So I have these 3 M's that I like to explain, and so I'll quickly do so. Let's go with red for map. All right, so mapping is all about vision. It's all about vision, and it's about strategy. And so when you know that you have an idea and that this idea is something that you want to pursue, it's important to know what's going to be happening. First of all, market research. Who's had an idea and then you went online and looked it up and you were like, it already exists. Happens to all the time. So we have to go and do market research and look up our idea first to see if it's been done or not. And then after that, we start looking, okay, what's my first step to build this into the world? What's my first step? 1 month mark, 3 month mark, 6 month mark, 12 month mark. What's going to happen at those marks? And that's developing your strategy and your map. And then in order to actually make the product or service into the world, we need a team. And We need a team. And so this is our engineers and our designers, our operations people, our sales people. And so we bring people together to help build this vision into the world. And so you really want to find exceptional people, and I'll talk about that in a second. This one, market, is all about selling the product into the world. And once we've started our vision with mapping it, center point of building a team and building the actual product into the world, and then selling that product to people, we will feel like entrepreneurs. We will feel like people that are actually building something of value into the world. And so let me just touch on this one, team. This really important one about team. If you're the smartest person in the room, who can finish this sentence?
You are not in the right room.
You are not in the right room. And why are we in the wrong room if we are the smartest person in the room? It's okay to be the smartest person in the room because then you can help teach other people. But more often than not, we want to surround ourselves with exceptional people. We are the top 5 people we surround ourselves with. Okay, every single night I like to go and hang out at the Cascade, right? And I like to drink tea and talk to my friends. Every night. Am I probably, it's a lot of people say, great life. Awesome life. And I agree, good life, definitely. But I have a little more thirst for building the future. And so I might go to drink tea with friends 1 or 2 nights a week. But the other 5 nights a week, I will be working my butt off on trying to build the future. Because that will enable me to have financial freedom, to not only go and travel the world at my leisure and not have to work 9 to 5, but also to make the world better with the products and value that I bring into the world. So if you're surrounding yourself with people that have started businesses, or you're surrounding yourself with people that are investors, or people that have done some sort of successful things, you're gonna more often drive yourself to those similar positions. And a superstar versus somebody that's kind of average in a sense is going to do about 10 times more work and success for your organization than would just an average person. If you have just a person that comes in every single day and just does the work that they need to do and then they leave, they're not actually passionate, do you see how that person is going to bring less value to the company, right? Yeah? Okay? So we want to bring in a superstar, somebody that really cares about it a lot and that wants to become a partner with you and work their butt off in order to make it happen. Tip number 5, peak performance and meditation. We did a little bit of this at the beginning. A daily routine is really important. How many of you guys have a daily routine in the morning? Okay? All right, let's go here. What's your daily routine? What's your daily routine?
I get up at 7 o'clock every morning. I take my son to the school at 8:30, and at 11 o'clock I'm here from till midnight, till 10 o'clock. Yes.
That's pretty intense, and then you go get your son's at home already?
Yes.
Wow.
He already asleep.
Do you do something like in the morning routine specifically?
Specifically?
In the morning, what do you do when you wake up in the morning?
I
hear coffee.
Shower. I dream.
Dream more? Okay. Dream.
Every morning I turn on my favorite music just to wake up.
Music?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Something to make me feel better for the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a nice.
Okay. All right. So let's think about this for a second. Why are we talking about a morning routine? Why is that so important? Well,
How you start and when it's going on.
Exactly. So one of my favorite things about morning routines, to start your day off by completing a task. Make your bed.
Yes.
Make your bed. If you make your bed in the morning, task number 1 complete for the day. Hello. No, Bart says. All right, take a seat, please. All right. So Past that, what are some other things that I do that I'll share with you? Music's a great one. Getting into a habit of doing something with your child or dreaming more. Here are some of the things that I do in the morning. I usually wake up and then I go and I put my cell phone, I don't like playing with my cell phone in the morning. Looking at news feeds, emails and stuff, I wait a little longer for that. I usually get up and I go and I start my hot water because I like to drink tea in the morning. So I start my hot water and then maybe I'll do some like jumping jacks or some yoga, something to get my blood flowing so that it goes up to my brain. And then I do some, potentially, sometimes some like few-minute meditations or maybe some creative journaling. So you have a journal and you write down ideas in your journal, stuff like that. And so I found out that that really helps me before I access my smartphone of having a routine that's more focused on my mind and my body. This next point about achieving your goals is crucial. How many of you guys have a goal that you want to achieve right now? Yes? There's goals. So about, yeah, short-term goals, exactly. So how many of you guys, your ideas that we're gonna talk about later, how many of you have a next step for your idea? Okay. Okay, so this is a part of the idea, is that once you have an idea, it's important to know what's the next step for your idea. And then you set a 1 week, 2 week, 4 week goal there, and then you follow through on the goal. And slowly over time, you'll see your goals being completed. Practicing meditation and equanimity. So usually I do like a guided, very short guided meditation. How many of us meditate? Okay. And so meditation is super simple, can be done anywhere you want to do it. And it's as simple as just closing your eyes. And let's do this together. I'll manage the time, super short, 20 seconds. Close your eyes and just focus on breathing in and out through your nose, okay? When the mind wanders away, bring it back to focusing on your breath. And so being able to feel some sort of presence and calmness within us, we can go ahead and open our eyes, is super duper important. Does our mind race every day, chatter away? Email, calendar invites, get to the metro on time, go drink tea with my friends, right? That's what happens all day, yes? And so it's really important to calm it down and focus on the body and the breath over time. And this is the word equanimity. Do you guys know what that means? Equanimity just means mental evenness. Stay mentally even. For example, you're driving, all of a sudden somebody cuts you off. Ara! And then you yell, right? And then you're yelling at them, you're like, yeah, and you're yelling at them, it's like crazy. But rather, we don't actually know if that person is driving to the hospital really quickly, right? We don't know. So rather than getting upset, what we do is we say, no problem, go ahead, do your thing, do what you need to do. The same thing applies to, you're getting your food served to you and the food comes out not the way you wanted it to come out. What do? Oh my gosh, server, how could you mess up my meal and get mad at them? No, it doesn't do anything. It's just negative energy, negative energy. Instead, what you do is you say, hello, my food order was messed up. Will you please go back and fix it as fast as you can, please? Thank you. Something like that. And so this is a pretty good example that I like to do. Who wants 10,000 drums? Raise your hand.
For free?
Who wants 10,000 drums? Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. So for people in the United States, this is worth about $20 US. Okay, so here's 10,000 drums. We want 10,000 drums, right? But what about now? Who wants 10,000 drums still? Yeah? Okay, how about now? Now who wants 10,000 drums? You still want it, right? So we have to treat ourselves the same way. Life is going to kick us, it's going to throw us down on the ground and stomp all over us, but we have to get back up. We get back up and we continue living life with happiness, with our families and our friends and our ideas, okay? Cool? Okay, hopefully that sticks in the mind. I like doing that example. All right, digital detox, nature therapy, creative hobby. So digital detox is a brand new concept. Obviously this didn't exist 50 years ago. There were no people attached to smartphones and computers all day. And so when we go to Sevan, who likes going to Sevan? Lake Sevan. Awesome. When we go there, do we lay there and just go like this? Yeah, it happens, right? Right? But what if we go with our friends? I'm going to put our phones in our backpacks on silent. And maybe one friend can stay back, however you need to do it, lock it in your car or whatever. And then just go and walk around Sevan and talk. Maybe play some soccer, football, right? So, so practice doing that for long periods of time without your phones. All right, and the last point, technology trends. What's our time right now? Like 5 more minutes. Okay. All right, so just a quick few more minutes on technology trends, and then we'll end the... Okay, wait, before I even start, what technology are you most excited about?
Smartphones.
What was it?
Smartphones.
Smartphones?
Smartphones?
Yes. Okay, yes. Internet, yes. Kindles, okay. What was that? Artificial intelligence. That's a huge... Search engines? Yes, yes.
Social networks.
Social networks? Oh, yes, yes. So renewable energies, internet, smartphones, AI, very, very great fields. Good stuff. Okay, first one, AI and robotics. Why is that the first one that's up here? Because it's going to profoundly change everything that happens to us every single day. Who here thinks that serving coffee will be a job for a human in the future? Raise your hand. Who thinks serving coffee will be a job for a human in the future? Raise your hand. Okay.
For all kind of service jobs. Like anyone who is working in service, they will have a job for a long time.
Yes. Because it's repetitive work. We can program a robot to take your digital request on a menu board and then make whatever kind of coffee you need, and then it just serves it to you. And it costs the company zero. It costs them electricity. It costs them electricity. It does. We have one in San Francisco called Cafe X already. And it's an actual robot. You just put it in and it makes it. So my point is, yes, so many industries are, same thing with driving a car, same thing with making a car. They're robots that are doing it now. And I haven't seen in Yerevan yet any of vehicles that are driving completely autonomously. In San Francisco, we have vehicles that are driving autonomously and that are even mapping the roads and environments around us to drive millions of people autonomously in the future. So it's entering into every single industry. And if you...
Do you know who is one of the designers of these autonomous robots? Autonomous self-driving technology?
Who?
Rafi Krikorian, Armenian. So yeah, so the technology.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know which company he's with?
Rafi Krikorian?
Yeah.
Rafi was he's an MIT graduate. He was Senior VP of Engineering of Twitter for 7 years, and then he was leading the Uber Advancing Technologies.
Okay, is that Uber?
Before December, and now he is a Chief Technology Officer of a Democratic Party in the United States. He's protecting Hillary Clinton and all the Democrats from the Russian hackers. And he is Armenian, and he is coming in 3 weeks here.
We should have him speak.
We will talk about guest lectures in the future. We'll have on our first lecture I told we'll have some awesome guest speakers. So maybe Rafi will be one of them. But yeah, anyway.
So just so I don't go super far on time, do you guys know that even AI is going into being a doctor? It's going into being a lawyer, being an accountant. Yeah. Yes. I can explain. There are things called smart contracts right now. So you write up a contract for me to give you a car, and then you reuse that same contract over and over and over again, and you just put your car title, I put $5,000, and then boom, We pay very, very minimal fee instead of having to pay a lawyer, notary, etc. The same thing applies to medicine right now. Who knows doctors? We have lots of family and friends that are doctors. Right now, they can't work on 3-5 patients per day and try and go and read all of the new medical papers. So what we do is we do optical character recognition. We scan the medical papers. It's the same thing with accounting. You scan the numbers, and then you're able to send notifications to actual accountants that interface with people, or to doctors that interface with people. All right. So,
excuse me.
Yes.
So also, if you so this technology is also invented by two Armenians. So if you know the company called Abby, and there's a guy that his name is David Young. And he is Armenian. He graduated. He lived in Yerevan from all his life, and that is the OCR recognition is the top one in the world. Yeah, and also the second is a Tesseract. It's an open source technology. One of the key developers is also Armenian. So I'm going to put Armenians in every.
Yes. I love it. And you guys, we know why that's important, right? Because it inspires us to tell us that we can do the same thing, right? Yes? Okay. Because my family is 100% Armenian too. It's my first time coming to visit Yerevan. I came for 3.5 weeks, and I was able to go and see Artsakh and all these Savan and all these beautiful places across Armenia. And I love it here. And it's really important to hear this from Vazgen, is that look at all of these other Armenians that have done incredible things in the world, because we can do it too, right? Okay. All right. Wait. VR, AR, education, blockchain, just really quickly, I think the most important thing about virtual reality is that it gives us location agnosticism, which just means that you don't need to be at work to work. You don't need to be at Machu Picchu to see Machu Picchu, or the